Young Rogan watched the morning tide, its pulse a lullaby. His world was small, his steps were wide, no cause to question why. The market clinked with nets and coin, the smoke of salted meat. But something stirred he couldn't join, a longing incomplete. A whisper rose beyond the shore, the wind spoke old and deep. He'd stare where sails were seen no more, and dream instead of sleep. One night a hand was clamped with cloth, his eyes were bound in pitch. They dragged him past the harbour's froth. He woke upon the ship. The Jolly Roger danced above, its grin both wide and grim. The sea now claimed him not with love, but dragged him limb by limb. The captain barked, the sky turned black. Ye live, ye learn, or sink. They gave him chart and battered sack, a cup of briny drink. He traced the lines, the X's read, the legends worn and cracked. Here lies a king, and here his head, the first mate said, half snacked. They showed him how the compass swung, how stars could speak in turn, and Rogan, though still barely young, could feel his fingers burn. The crew told tales of golden bones, of chests with screaming locks, of haunted reefs and sunken thrones, and keys in broken docks. Each sign and signal shaped his mind, each pattern fed the flame. The world he left was far behind. This one would earn his name. A cannon cracked the dawn apart, the sea ran red and wild. Rogan stood still with pounding heart, no longer just a child. A sailor died with eyes still wide, a coin clenched in his teeth. The skull that grinned was not denied, its curse lay just beneath. He asked the cook, "Is this the trade? A fortune built from grief?" The cook replied, "The brave get paid, the dead make no belief." He saw that gold was rarely pure, each piece a weight of sin. To chase it one must first endure the cost that lies within. The skull, the coin, the iron charm, they taught him loss and law. His hands grew hard, his heart grew armed, and fear turned into awe. The night was thick with salted air, the stars like sharpened glass, and Rogan climbed the mast to stare beyond the moonlit pass. The crow's nest creaked, the spyglass shook, a flicker, then a flame. Not chart, nor tale, nor captain's book could name the thing that came. He told the crew, "I saw a spark, a place the sea forgot." They laughed and passed the bottle dark. Dreams don't define the plot, but still he watched that shifting line, his pulse in quiet riot. For something on the edge of time had cracked the world's old quiet. He carved his name in mast and sail in quiet acts of grace. When fights broke out or tempers flailed, he held his measured place. He learned the code, not inked but known in gestures, tales and scars. A pact that time and storm had sown between the moon and stars. The chest he guarded in the hold was more than iron-bound. It held the truths the old men told, the weight of oaths unbound. And late at night he'd think and pace, his eyes on every mate. He read their lies, their truths, their face, and measured trust as fate. A key he found is rarely brass. It lives in word and glance, and those who know which locks to pass are those who dare the dance. He learned to fight with measured flair, each motion crisp and clean. The cutlass danced through smoke and air, a slash both sharp and lean. He lit the fuses without fear, the cannons roared like kings, and fire bloomed both far and near. A song with iron wings, each moment called for swift resolve, no time for doubt or pause. He felt his instincts spin, evolve, and match the sea's own laws. The storm, the siege, the sudden bluff. Each test he met with poise, no longer green, no longer rough. His voice cut through the noise. The ship, the crew, the tide, the flame, all answered to his cry. He'd earned his standing, earned his name. A pirate's rise drawn nigh. The battle tore through mast and sail, a chaos loud and red. Rogan stood firm through shot and gale. A cannon missed his head. He lost an eye but not his sight, and wore the patch with pride. The crew who watched him stand and fight now called him storm and guide. A hook replaced the shattered bone, yet made his hand more feared. He spoke, and every word was stone. Each scar they saw revered. He didn't lead by threats or screams, but through the pain he'd bled. His voice held fire, his eyes held dreams, and all who followed fed. In every mark they saw a tale, a myth The sea had crowned, his body now the living sail of lawless men unbound. He steered the ship with steady will, the compass clenched in fist. Each island found, each plundered hill began to form a list. The map grew dense with blood and gold, his name etched in the lore, from hidden reefs to harbours bold. His shadow touched each shore. He knew the winds, the signs, the stars, he felt their rhythms beat. His presence lit the drunken bars, a ghost in every fleet. No longer just a name or face, he danced in every song, a tale that travelled time and place, a legend deep and strong. His crew, once wild, now moved as one, their trust in him complete. They followed not for coin or gun, but glory none could beat. The sails converged like carrion crows in bays where ghosts would drink. Each captain came with blood and blows, and none dared pause to think. The pact was drawn in fractured tongues, each clause a loaded phrase. It promised much to mouths and lungs, but left the soul a maze. The flag they raised was stitched anew, the skull not quite the same. Each saw their truth in thread and hue, a mirror wrapped in flame. The charts they shared were not exact, they mapped belief, not coast. The sea became a layered pact, where fiction drank the most, and Rogan, whispering the myth, could feel its engine hum. He steered through chaos, veiled in pith, a prophet yet to come. A shattered hull bore marks and verse, half burned and etched in brine. The words were bent, the grammar worse, but all declared a sign. A compass spun against the sky, its needle never still. They said, "The east is where you die, or live by ghostly will." An old man bared a twisted mark, a match to legend's thread. They hailed him as the sovereign spark. Though all his crew lay dead, a bell was found beneath the reef. Its chime would ring, then halt. They heard in it the echoed grief of conquest grown to fault. Then Rogan stood where myths should end, a chamber carved in bone, no gold, no throne, no foe, no friend, just him and him alone. He saw it play inside his head. The dream they die to see, a crown, a fleet, a toast, the dead exhumed by pageantry. The songs were sung before he spoke, their verses rich and long. They raised his glass in sacred joke, his silence proved them strong. They named him king, they named him fate. They saw what they had built. He held the myths they'd fabricate and bore them without guilt. But underneath the roaring cheer, he heard the hollow ring. The note remained, unread, too clear, a truth too stark to sing. No treasure waits, no throne redeems, no mask can show the face. The myth completes itself in dreams and leaves behind no trace. He left the cave with empty hands, yet something in him burned. The sea was there, the fleet still stands, but something had returned. Not answers drawn from cursed stone, nor legends shaped in fear, but knowledge he had walked alone, through silence sharp and clear. He faced the men who watched the tide, their hope a loaded frame. He spoke no lie, he did not hide. And still they called his name, not for the tale they wished he'd play, but for the man who knew. He built no throne that cursed the day, he shaped the night anew. For those who rise from what was wrong can lead through what remains. His truth is neither weak nor strong, it's salt and loss and chains.